Hello and welcome to the fourth part of our Collections Management 101 series, Donating to the Collection, presented by Brant Museum and Archives in honor of Museum Month 2021. Today, this video is on how donations are accepted into the Brant Museum and Archives collection. We will be talking about the different legislation involved, the process we take, the criteria we look for objects, and what we do not accept. When any museum in Ontario is acquiring new objects for their collection, they must adhere to these three laws: the Copyright Act and its following revisions, the Ontario Heritage Act and its revisions, and the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. These acts dictate which objects we can accept into our collection and any restrictions that we can or cannot place on them. For an object to be accepted into the collection, it first must go through the donation process. Step 1 is for the artifact to be brought to the attention of the director or curator. Once the director or curator has deemed the object of value, it will bring it to the attention of the acquisition committee, which will deliberate its decision. Once the acquisitions committee has accepted the object, it is time to move on to step 3, where paperwork must be completed by both the donor and the museum. This paperwork includes the gift form, the tax receipt, the official legal transfer of ownership, and the donor agreement. Once all the paperwork has been completed, the object now legally belongs to the museum, and it can be registered and accessioned into the collection. When the museum considers an object for its collection, it considers the object under three main categories: its historical value and significance to the county of Brant and surrounding area, the object itself, and its usefulness. For historical value and significance, the museum looks to see if it is associated with important events, periods, episodes, and personalities, or it was made, used, or bought in the area. For object, they need to ensure the object can be properly researched, documented, exhibited, and maintained. The object must also be in a reasonable condition and is able to be preserved in its original condition as much as possible. For usefulness, the museum wants to ensure it can be used in the museum's display, research, and interpretive activities. Provenance is one of the main factors when considering an object for donation. It can add immense value to the object. But if the item arrives and the donator is unable to provide any provenance or information about the object, then the item will be turned down. For example, take a typewriter. The museum has over a dozen typewriters in its collection, but many of them have no information about them and are of little value. One donation was an exception, and it was the typewriter of T.B. Costain, who used it in his writing of his novels and was donated by him personally. This information adds a lot of value to the item. When a curator makes a decision, they ask themselves this important question: is it just another example of a typewriter, or a typewriter that has provenance? Brant Museum and Archives cannot accept objects into its collection if it is a curiosity or relic, if it is a duplicate unless it can serve a useful purpose for one of our extension programs, if it has been acquired illegally or by unethical means, if it has a questionable history of ownership, or if it lacks or has no significant historical value for the county of Brant and immediate area. We also cannot accept items that have been left at the door or steps of the building because it has not gone through our donation process and the ownership of the objects have not been legally transferred to the museum. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you all enjoyed the fourth part of our Collection Management 101 series. Stay tuned tomorrow for our Photo Friday, Artifact of the Day, and Museum Month Minutes with Nathan from Brant Museum and Archives. And on Saturday will be the fifth and final part of our Collections Management 101 series, Preventative Care. Thank you again and see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.